everybody, what's going on? Right, people have been asking me about Tony Soto and the status of his case. If you don't know who Tony Soto is, I will briefly sum it up, but you can watch videos I made about him below, and you can also watch his videos on my blog or on his websites and Facebook, whatever, and I will be including a link. I beg you guys to at least share, at the very least share, and hear me out, because, right, anyways, so if you don't know who Tony Soto is, he is a civil rights activist in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He has done amazing things with his work. We all know, for instance, that the DA and the court system have the police officers' backs. So when the cops kill someone, they already know nothing's gonna happen. Because of Tony's work, a 23-year veteran district attorney was voted out because Tony proved to a grand jury that the DA had been using false methods, I'll say, for lack of better terminology, in order to protect 5 police officers who had shot an unarmed black man 23 times. We all know that that happens all the time and all over America, but to be able to prove it and to get the DA voted out, that's huge. So there's one reason police don't like him, right? Another, I don't know, he streams live. He had been doing a lot of live streaming with his, like, whenever police stopped him or if there were police around. And he was live streaming it and then uploading it as videos as well, so you could watch it afterwards, which, again, you can still watch all of these. And all of these show him as an innocent man doing everything right, but he is a black man. So he's not going to get treatment that someone, sadly, with my fucking color skin gets, and that is atrocious, that is sickening, and I wish to God it were not the case, but that's how that sickness is. And he has all of this on video, and you can watch it again. Like I said, my page, down below, websites, whatever. He's not doing any wrong, but he has gotten police officers fired because of how they are misbehaving. So he is quite a voice, I would say. He is an amazing man. So there's a couple of things that I want to touch on in this video about what's been going on. For the past 2 years, he has been held without a trial date, with a bond of $900,000, which is outrageous and out of this world, over something that did not occur. And so what did not occur? I'm going to read to you directly from the link that I'm going to be posting down below. I'm just going to read a section of it. I might every now and then kind of paraphrase things, but I want it to come directly from this. Right? So why did they take him and kidnap him, essentially? Right. So he was the caregiver for his mother, who had stage 4 cancer, who has since passed, and may she rest in peace. She was at Tony's fiance's home. Tony had purchased some groceries and drove to the house, but was unable to park the car in the driveway, which has a posted no trespassing sign and a towing notice. Right? Keep that in mind. These people were trespassing. Anyways, however, he could not park in the driveway because an off-duty cop and his sister kept parking their car in their driveway, meaning in Tony's fiance's driveway. Right? So Tony drove to the front of the house, parked, and then walked around the back of the house and was on the phone with the towing company reading the tag numbers off to the dispatcher. As he was doing that, the off-duty cop, his sister, and her boyfriend approached Tony and began an argument with him. Tony's mother and an 8-month pregnant fiancé heard the commotion and went outside to assist him. As they walked away from the acceleration, Tony was assaulted by the men. Tony then ran to the street, defending himself, while being jumped by the police officer. As they fought in the street, Tony's mother flagged a patrol car down to assist Tony, not knowing one of the assailants was a police officer. Once the Philadelphia Police Department discovered, or possibly he was set up from the beginning, but once they discovered that it was Tony Soto, they took him into jail. They made up a fairy tale story about him pointing a gun at the assailants on his fiance's property, and the court immediately set a bond at $900,000. He's been in jail since May 13, 2016, because he could not post such an absurd bond, and who could? Further, the court has intentionally failed to set a trial date for 2 years attempting to squeeze Tony into taking a plea deal, which he refuses, and rightfully so, to do. So what's up with it right now? Right now, the court has dismissed all of the charges on speedy trial grounds. But it's all been, and I'll quote from what I was reading earlier, it was all part of a legal vortex. And quote, the district attorney's office recharged him again, and he never got out of jail. However, this time the court did lower the bond to $75,000. And on his crowdfund website, as I said, it has been lowered from $10,000 to $7,500 because his fiance sold his motorcycle for $2,500. Another thing I want to address is in one of the videos, the live stream videos that is posted up on Tony's page, and I'm sure I have it on mine. There's been an issue whether he was flashing a fire marshal badge, or something along those lines, and the reasoning behind that, you have to understand. Okay, so it's my hope that anyone who watches this channel, no matter what your color, but especially if you've got light skin or if you're white, you understand that when you get stopped by a cop and when someone, say Tony, anyone you know that is not white gets stopped by a cop, it's two different scenarios, right? With all the people the police kill, and I'm not talking about just recently when they've been putting that shit on the news. All that shit on the news is microscopic in comparison to not only what's going on, but to also how long it's been going on and the severity it's going on. I worked on some horrific cases that I cannot repeat because of the confidentiality thing, but it doesn't always make the news, and just because it's not happening to you does not mean it's not happening. So in an attempt to, if an officer thinks that you are someone of importance, they're not going to want to shoot you. So if he thought that Tony flashed something that was a badge, of course he was acting out of survival of the fittest, in my opinion. That is not a crime. What's a crime is the number of black men police get away with murdering, abusing, assaulting, and not just men, but women and children. That's the crime. And that's why they want him in jail, and that's why they've come up with this absurd bullshit about... and that's why they've come up with this absurd bullshit that he pointed a firearm at an officer. Back to the point on that. No matter what, whether he flashed this badge or not, whatever you think the reasoning was, whatever you think it was legit or not, it was a life-saving move. And you can see it's a life-saving move because look at the extents they're going to try and keep his mouth quiet, to try and keep him hidden, yeah? So, with all that said, the only other thing I want to talk about is what he did as a teenager, which none of the articles that you're going to read about Tony will say this, but he was, all the cases were dismissed. But no matter what, when you're a teen, you have a white teenager and a black teenager, and this is a sick and sad fact. They can do the same fucking crime. The white teenager, oh, he's going through just a phase in his life. It'll pass. I went through that phase. Oh, a black teenager does it? Oh, he's a thug. He's a criminal, and that's bullshit. His past is not relevant to who he is right now, and his past was dismissed. It wasn't even legal or legitimate then. So, no matter what he has or has not done wrong in the past, right now he's being done wrong by the state of Philadelphia, the city of, the state of Pennsylvania, the city of Philadelphia, and America. America, as Tupac says. And we need to do something about it. So what can you do to help? You can share what you know about him. Share the link to his crowdfunding. Share the link to this video. Share the link that explains everything that he is going through. To groups on Facebook, to everything. Even if you can't donate, even $1, you can share, right? I know people that say, well, I wish I could get into activism, or I wish I could. It doesn't matter if you wish. It doesn't take big actions to be a part of something. Just the simple action of sharing this. You don't know who may see it. You don't know who may donate and may be able to help an innocent man who has done a lot of good things, and not just in getting evildoers, as I'm going to call them, put away or fired or voted out. But he works with the homeless. He works for the people in need. He works for the people. And it's our turn, like I said in previous videos, it's our time to give back to him, to help him out. He's been doing this and helping other people out without asking for shit for years, like God knows how long. It's time that we do something back if we can. And then, sadly, I don't have the money to donate, but I do have a voice. You have a voice. Use your voice like I'm using mine. Stand up for what's right. This man is a good man who's been locked away unjustly for far too long. It's time that we take a stand. Let him be our example. Take a stand like he's taking a stand. Yeah? Like I said, if all you can do is share, please share. But if you want to know more about Tony's legal past for whatever reason, I will post a link in my blog. And I'm sure you can also find it on his crowdfunding page if you look. You got the responsibility now. You got the knowledge, the information. You passed it on. Make sure others know about this. Make sure this case is known. Make sure we get this money for a man who's done everything for everybody but himself. Right? I mean that. And I will be back with more videos soon.